Hello, good people. Thank you very much for tuning once again today. I'm so happy, guys, and I welcome you back to our channel today. Today, we are looking at the main signs that she is good. How to check that she is good. Thank you, guys. Let's get straight away and see what Jordan Peterson has got for us. Thank you.
You're a young guy with plenty to offer, and you're a hot young woman, and you meet and you're pretty attracted to each other. Now, both of you are going to fall under the sway of short-term temptation, obviously. Now, the question is, are both of you or either of you capable of being mature in your regard for your iterated future self and the potential of a long-term relationship? And the way the man checks that out is by seeing if the girl will say no. And maybe he checks that even harder because he does everything he can to seduce her and she still says no. And it works, and he knows she's interested and she still says no. Well, then he can conclude that she's capable of keeping her pants on. And that's actually something that you need to conclude if you're going to commit to a long-term partnership, obviously, on the male front, because you want to be assured of paternity. And so, these are very intense games that men and women play with each other, and they're no-holds-barred games because everything's at stake. But again, it devolves down to this issue of being able to say no, even under intense temptation and provocation. I don't know how it is that we start teaching young women. Well, we can just start by not lying to them about absolutely everything, which is what we do now. But I don't know how it is that young women can be taught that the most potent weapon they have is their ability to say no. And you even see this in female pornography. It's so interesting because the classic female pornographic story is, there's this extremely attractive, highly productive man who's got a real capacity for aggression. He's a pirate or a surgeon or a werewolf or a vampire or a billionaire. Those are the fundamental female tropes. And he has women at his disposal. But this woman is shielded off from him, and they dance around each other for a long time, which essentially means that she's saying no. And he's finally enticed into a relationship with her where he sacrifices all, his access to all other women. And then they have hot, steamy sex. And so, most of female is extended foreplay. And that's this romantic dance of no, followed by, a very spectacular consummation. And I don't think there's anything more attractive to a man than a sophisticated woman who knows how to say no. Like that's top of the stack as far as men are concerned. They'll do everything to test the thickness of that boundary. They've had a lot of good relationships with men, brothers and fathers in particular. Sophisticated women signal to men who are getting a little pushy, in no uncertain terms, very early in the pushing game, that no is the answer, right? And they do that. If you do that really early on in the investigation, you don't have to use much force. But unsophisticated women, they can't do that at all. They don't know how. And then what happens is they run into an unsophisticated guy. He's too dumb to pick up any clues. And then by the time she really wants to say no, she's already on the bed. I'll give you an example of this. I had one client who was coerced in her account into a sexual encounter by a door-to-door salesman. Typical graphic fantasy setup. So this young guy is going around door to door selling whatever he's selling. So he's not one of the world's high status males, let's put it that way. And I suppose he's probably got all sorts of fantasies running through his addled brain. And so he comes to the door and she's in the house and she's a reasonably attractive young woman and he's friendly. And well, the first thing she does is invite him in. Now that's stupid. She's alone. She doesn't know who he is at all. And she invites him in. Well, he thinks, oh my God, what is she at? Maybe she really likes me. And you already said that men, and this is especially true if they're narcissistic and immature, radically overestimate the degree to which a woman's attention is signaling availability for obvious reasons. And so he's thinking, oh my God, this is my big chance. And so then he starts to press her and she has no tools at her disposal at all because she has no idea how to signal no. And let's say she's agreeable and neurotic with a bit of a history of abuse. And the next thing she knows, she finds herself on the couch, 3/4 undressed. And then the question is, well, is that Well, then that's the question. That's when the police come in and the lawyers come in, and you spend the next 3 years trying to figure out whether or not that's... if you have nothing else to offer at all but immediate access, that might be your only game. But if you have anything at all to offer, and that is what you offer, you're actually going to be thrown out of the mating game really quickly, because the guys will they'll just be turned off and they won't call you back. You'll get, what do they call that? Ghosted, like a no time flat. And the girls might ask, well, I gave the guy what he wanted. Why didn't he call me? And the answer is no, you gave his impulsive libido what it wanted. And that's what you established a relationship with. But you completely sacrificed any possibility at all of being attractive to his more mature and potentially long-term productive and sophisticated self. You make yourself attractive to that by saying, not on your life, joker.
Oh, that was great advice from our great man, Jordan Peterson, and he's taking us through these main points, the main sign that is good. And this is where guys make mistake, and then not only guys, the ladies too make mistake, and then they say, wow, my guy disappeared. You have to be careful. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again next time. Bye bye.